everybody. I'm Sandy Sandler, and I'm the creator of the Bowdabra, and Joette is our lead designer. And she's going to show you some floral tips for great gift wrapping ideas. And Snappy Lobster, I was out of town last week, so I haven't sent your ribbon, but it'll go out this week.
Well, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to do just about everything you need to get ready for Christmas these last few days before. And a little bit of home decor, but you could also use it for a gift and, of course, gift wrapping. So we're going to start out with just a scrappy bow while everybody's coming in. I've got a length of Bowdabra bow wire. I've folded it in half and I'm placing it down in the large Bowdabra. And it depends on the type of ribbon you're using. You could also use your mini, but it's not going to show up good tonight, so I probably won't be using it. So as you can see, I've got all different lengths of mismatched ribbon that I have left from gift wrapping. So I'm going to go ahead and start out just so simple. Find the right side because you want the right side to show there's no loops in this bow. So and you want to go ahead and pre-dovetail your ribbons if you want. It'll help you get faster. Fold it in half so you can find the center, scrunch it in, and just slide it down in the Bowdabra. Now you could star shape these as you're stacking it, or you can fluff it all at once. I like to actually shape mine as I make it. So I've got a little X started, and then I've got some shiny glitter ribbon. I'm going to, everything is already pre-dovetailed. Place it in here. You can crisscross and then go the opposite, like pull two different types of X's like this. You can see that. That's how I like to make mine. And I've just, again, I'm using all different sizes and because they're scraps. So just keep making your X's. Stack it away. It doesn't even, I've got different size of ribbons. I'm using 1 inch or 1.5 inch. I'm using 2.5 inch wide. And then I think I even have some 4 inch at the end. So I'm scrunching and it's just placing it straight down. Now, here's a little trick I've got. These, it's a printed ribbon that's got a pattern, and you want to keep everything going the same direction. So make sure your next one goes the same way and you don't put it in upside down unless you want it that way. That would be cute too, because you could see it all around, but I like mine to go the same direction. And then this is the last piece, and you can use this as I could just scrunch it in and do that, but I kind of like a center in my ribbons. So I think I'm going to do something different. We don't have any loops, but I'm going to go ahead and place one end in, and then the other, and we're going to put a loop in the center of the scrappy bow because it's a really short piece and it's not going to do much for the bow. So I'm going to use it as a loop. So I'm going to go ahead and let's scrunch it real good because it's kind of thick. Scrunch it down. And I'm going to take my looped end of my Bowdabra bow wire and pull those loose ends through like this. Pull it tight while it's still down in the Bowdabra. Remove it. Then you want to pull your ends apart and separate them. I should have used gold. I didn't think about grabbing my gold wire. And it's not going to really matter though. It won't
Also,
show.
don't forget to let us know where you're watching from for a chance to win a roll of the Bowdabra scrunchy ribbon.
Yes, please comment where you're watching from. You could win. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these little excess ends off. And so I've tied it in a knot. So now it's completely secure. And just finish pulling your X's out where everything shows. You don't want to hide any of the pretty stuff. Fluff shape. Well, there's not much shaping. I got one piece a little bit longer, so I'm going to go ahead and make it so it's not sticking out so far. Just make sure everything's showing. So I've got burlap, I've got velvet, I've got sheer, I've got all kinds of ribbons represented here and printed. And so now all you need to do is pull your loop up like that, round it out, and you just have a scrappy bow just like that. So simple, and you're not wasting anything. It's a great way to use up your scrap pieces of ribbon. And just tie that onto a package. And I think it's really cute. I've never put a loop in the center of one before. So I'm going to
You
set
know,
this aside.
you can tie it onto your package, but if you have a big package, you might want to use a couple of strong glue dots like Zots or your okay, help me, Joette. Your glue gun.
your your your
Your
glue
glue
gun or
gun.
your Zots, yeah. Okay, so let me see here. I might go ahead and do this. This would be kind of interesting. I've got a few people in here now. So I'm going to use my gold wire this time. I just have a little bit of it cut off. I'm going to use a larger piece. This bow is for if you have a car or something to wrap, something really large, or you can use it on your mantle, treetop, or whatever. But the way I'm going to show you with the tails, it's going to be perfect to wrap something very large. So I've got a larger length of the Bowdabra bow wire, folding it in half, placing it under, out of my way. And I've got about a yard and a half tails already cut with dovetails in them. I'm going to go ahead and place them in. You know what? I might need to stand up to make this one back. I'm going to. I need room. So, thanks for coming in and joining us tonight, everybody. Be sure to comment where you're watching from, and you could win a roll of Bowdabra scrunchy ribbon. Also, join our Bowdabra fan gallery and share your Bowdabra creations with us. So again, I'm folding these tails in half, scrunching in the center, and I'm making a big old X. And last piece of the tails. See, what I'm doing, you build your bows from the bottom up, and Bowdabra holds it as if it's a third hand, so don't have to squeeze this 4.5 inch wide. Um, what? Okay, we have a dog on the camera or trying to investigate. I'm sorry. I was like, huh? Anyway, it frees your hands up where you can actually don't have to hold this much ribbon. This is going to be a huge bow, and this is hard to hold in your hand when you hand tie. Trust me, I've done it for years and then discovered Bowdabra. It's like, where has this been all my
Yes, we
life,
all
all my
have
florist
dogs,
life?
Joette.
It's okay. She's just investigating. So I'm placing my velvet side down. This is Bowdabra velvet wired ribbon. It's really good quality, beautiful ribbon. So got about 1 inch overhang so I don't accidentally pull it out. And I'm just going to make some giant loops. Let me just let that flow there. Going to get dusty probably, but I'll dust it off. So you can adjust how large you want your loops at this point. I think I'm going to do about 8 to 10 inch loops, at least for the first set. And I'll scrunch it and see how even they are. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's got a card to wrap or something very big and special, but this is the perfect bow for that. And you can use any kind of ribbon. You don't have to use the velvet, but I thought it's a pretty traditional Christmas ribbon for a gift. I thought I would use it. So we're going to repeat the same thing over and over now till we get to the end.
Sid
And I might
actually
go in
loves
just,
the Grinch in the background.
it's my grandson's. He's got his Grinch lights up now. So we're going to taper these in about 1/2 inch and just keep twisting and folding. Twist as you put it in there. That twist gives it some stability. It also flips the right side over for you. So when you're flipping it over, it makes it a little stronger. Oh, how's the weather where you guys are watching from? Because we're having a thunderstorm right now. So Sandy, you hope it doesn't get any worse and lose the power. She said, I hope you don't lose power. But twist and
Well,
fold.
we don't want you to lose power.
No, we already struggle with the internet connection sometimes. Okay, I just want to make sure my loops are straight so the length is correct. I've got a lot in here. I may not use all this, but I was going to try to put at least 6 to 7 loops on each side. So it's going to be a big old bow. So I'm keeping all my loops the same on these last three. And we're kind of halfway through this. It may not need any more loops. I'll cut it off if I see it's getting full. But with the Bowdabra, like I say every time I'm on, I like to place stuff the Bowdabra I can get a lot in here. Just when y'all think I can't, I can squeeze another. Let me get this. There, that's how much I have left. I can get another stem or something in another loop. All right. And I'm stacking these on top of each other, but again, you can spread them out if you want. But in this case, when it's this stiff, I'm going to end up grabbing it and fluffing it anyway. So I'm just going to stack them this time. Sandy, can y'all hear that thunder behind me?
No, I can't hear it.
Good. It's scary. Okay. And we're in beautiful, rainy Arkansas tonight. Well, I am. Sandy's in Las Vegas. So, everybody, you ready for Christmas? Got all your Christmas shopping done? I haven't. Done a little bit of wrapping because I had my Bowdabra and ribbon.
So this
Then
is a good
most
live for
of,
you to do because you'll be prepared.
yeah. And I've done a lot of decorating, so that's already done. What colors are everybody using this year for their decorations or have used? Probably already decorated. See, I went a little Grinchy this year for my grandson. He's obsessed with the Grinch. Okay, so I'm still keeping all these. They might taper in just a little bit as I get closer to the top. I'm almost done now. So twist and fold. Again, it was just repeating everything. You ought to know how to make a bow by now after watching me make this one. Twist and fold. This is a traditional style bow. Just all loops and tails. Looky there. Twist and fold. Get that. I did go in just a little bit, but not enough to, it's still going to be beautiful. And this is my last loop, and I'm going to give myself about an inch overhang. Look, it's almost going to be like a button loop. It's going to be a large button loop. And I'm going to go ahead and scrunch it down. And this is why I said tie an extra, or you cut an extra length of Bowdabra bow wire because you'll need the extra length to get around this. Pull it tight while it's still in here. Look at all that. Thick bow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight because the tighter you can get it, the better. It's going to be real secure. And then when you fluff it, nothing's going to fall out of it. Keep pulling. When you flip it over, you can still get it tighter if you give it another yank. Tie a knot. Make sure it's secure. And now the fluff. So you can find the bottom. I'm going to start on one side. I'm just going to separate the loops. So one side to the other, side to side. And I'm on the last one. Same thing on the other side. You want to pull them side to side. I have a tendency to want to go ahead and start fluffing them, and then I have to refluff them before I pull them apart. Okay, now one of these is our button loop. So this, you can see it's huge. Now you just put your hand through there and round it out. And Lexi, you want me to wrap you up and put a bow on you for Christmas? You need a bow put on you? Come here. I'm just kidding. She's like, no,
Lexi's her
you're not
granddaughter.
wrapping me. She's not going to wrap me up. Lexi's on the Bowdabra design team as well. She's our art for kids girl, but she does stuff that adults like to do too. All right, so just pull, fluff those out. And it's better if you already have it on the surface to fluff it. And that way you're not redoing, you're not bumping it, it's staying in place. So you want to go ahead and get it attached if you can. I mean, you can go ahead and fluff it a little bit to see how big it's going to be. But the way I made it with the tails going every direction, you can lay it on a hood or a windshield or a roof of a car and spread those tails out, and it'll cover up lots of space and look very, very, it look very presentable and fancy. So I'm not going to keep fluffing because I could do this all night, but I think you get the idea of what I'm doing. But just that's probably about 15 yards of ribbon, and it's 4.5 inches wide, and you end up with this beautiful bow that put on anything big. Okay, I'm going to set this aside,
It's beautiful,
and
Joette.
thank you. That's huge. I can see it better down on the floor. Okay, so next we're going to make, I think we'll do, we need to do some gift wrap because that's what we're here for. So let me go ahead and just, you can do a gift bag, box, whatever. I do a lot of gift bags. And I think I want to put, let's see, that is not my gift bow. I laid my gift bow somewhere. Oh, well, here's one. Okay, so we have just some, this is also some scrap ribbon, and it's not full pieces, but I'm going to show you how to use it where you can make loops out of it and make a bow. It's just some of our Bowdabra swirly ribbon and we some whimsy ribbon that I think we carry. Okay, and I'm going to take my large Bowdabra and I'm going to take a little bit, this a lot of gold in it, so I'm going to use some gold. This one will probably work in the mini as well. So I'm going to do the large so you can see better. So I'm folding it in half, placing it down in, tucking the ends underneath and out of the way. And if you guys are not following us on YouTube, give us a follow. We have over 900 free tutorials ready for you to watch, video tutorials, because it's YouTube. I've got 3 tails cut out of this scrap, the gold and the red swirly. I've got the ends dovetailed on the red swirly, but not on the gold because it's kind of a blunt one. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we're going to start out on the glitter side. Place the glitter side upside down. We're going to start out with some of our loops and make as many as we can, kind of like we just did with that large bow. Twist and fold. I may not have but 3 loops, but that's okay because it's not going to matter. It's going to turn out really pretty. So twist and fold. I had 2 on one side and 1 on the other. So I have 3 pieces of this gold. So I'm going to fold it in half, place it down in the middle, and look, the shiny side's facing down. I'm going to pull 1 loop here and 1 loop here. So there, that way I had enough to make 2 loops. I'm going to repeat that with these other 2 pieces. Just make a circle and pull it down. Last one. And there we go. So
It's a
now I
great way to
have,
inexpensively wrap and have a beautiful bow.
yeah, yeah, and I just used some scrap pieces. I know which bow I'm looking for now. The ribbon is supposed to be, I hope the dog didn't get it, Sandy. I just had it. Okay, it was the one on our cover picture. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the ends to the back and I'm pulling it tight. I'm still standing. I didn't have to stand for this one. Okay, and then tying that in a knot, and that's it. Just hardly any fluffing to this. Just pull these loops, the wired ribbon up and spread them out, fluff them, and that gold's pretty much already shaped. And you can just tie it onto a gift bag, or you could again use it hot glue or glue dot it to a package. Okay, so I'm going to tie that so it's not going to be easily carried away. We'll make um, I see it. I see the other gift bow. I'm just going to go ahead and tie it on here. You want to always tie it on with the shoe bow too, so everybody can reuse it. And then maybe next year you'll get your bow back. Okay, I'm going to
We
set
had
this
a request
aside.
for the camera to be up close.
Lexi, she is, there's what I was looking for. And I had Lexi. Did you hear that? Okay. And
Thank you, Lexi.
okay. Okay, you're going to have to put it down now because all they see is. Okay, up a little bit. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we're gonna make another gift bag bow. We'll make it for the opposite side of this one, or it can be it can go in a box. It doesn't matter. Same thing, but I wanted to use it for a gift bag. I'm going to go ahead and take another length of my Bowdabra bow wire, and it doesn't have to be too crazy, but you want to make sure you have enough to go down in the Bowdabra and not when you need to pull it up. It's still enough in there. It'll cover your ribbon and not be shorted. You want to be able to pull those ends together at the end. Okay, so this is going to be kind of like a funky bow, but with less tails. So I've got this glitter snow ribbon, and you want to make sure that the glitter end is on facing down. So scrunch it in with a little bit of an overhang, and then flip this over and place it in. I'm going to do the opposite. So I've got one end already dovetailed, and this is just a straight end. So I'm going to go to the opposite side, the little overhang, and place it down and make another loop. So we can switch it up and mix these up. So got some of our snowman. I think this is in our ultimate Christmas ribbon kit. We'll place this in, do the same thing, just keep repeating. So if I was doing a funky bow, there'd be two of these tails, but we were only using one. So I'm gonna try to keep these guys going the same direction. So we have this going on. So I'm gonna go back with these two. Just keep rotating. So this was the last tail, so I want my loop to come over here. So scrunch it in, and there's my next loop. So I'm gonna go to the opposite side. Make sure your glitter is on the downside so you don't have it upside down. And then we have, see, we want our snowman. Yep, they're going the right way. Twist it over, fold it, scrunch it. Last one. And so now I've got everything in, and I've got this little piece of just a piece of silver holly that goes two pieces. That's a piece of scrap. Hello, Dax. I'm going to do this on both sides. There's just, I put a leaf on this side of the Bowdabra so that it catches and it's not going to slide out on me. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it up. Let's scrunch it. Give it a good little scrunch. And this is great for, again, for, you can use it for putting on your tree, whatever, but it's great for gift bows to put on a package or a gift bag. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight, separate those ends, and bring them to the back. Pull it again and tie it up in a nice tight knot. Again, if y'all are coming in, go ahead and comment where you're watching from, because you could be picked for a roll of Bowdabra scrunchy ribbon. We'll be picking here in just a little bit. Okay, so now all we want to do is pull out our loops, make sure everything's showing. We don't want to hide anything pretty like this. And you could actually make this with scrap ribbon as well. So just fluff it out around those loops and get on. Like, the fluffing's the hardest part. You can spend way more time fluffing on it than you do making it. But just that's what you end up with, this beautiful little package bow. Or you could, I'll stick it on here so you can see. Just tie it in a shoe bow and they can reuse it. I'm just gonna get it on there to stay so you can see it. But just something like that makes a big difference in your gift wrapping with a little bit of effort. Let's see, we're gonna do, let me do this little lantern swag. I don't have a candle in it, but it's real easy to make. If you want to do a last minute gift and you see a lantern, you can dress it up for somebody real easily, just a few seconds, and it doesn't take a lot of product to do this as well. So go ahead and get your wire ready again. Always cut it long enough to tie it around something. Fold it in half, place it down in the Bowdabra, and I've got some of this Dollar Tree deco mesh. You can use anything, any kind, even a bigger piece, but I'm going to roll it up a little bit to hide the fraying. I'm just going to I kind of scrunch it side to side and get it a little bit bigger when it's this small, make it stretch a little bit. But it's going to be a backing for me. And I'm not even using but maybe a yard and a half. So curl that under, hide those frays, and then kind of push it down in there. And then next, I'm just going to use, I've got this little piece of branch or pick, Christmas greens pick, and I'm going to split it in half. And I'm going to, there. When I do swags, I like the top to be fuller and then the bottoms to cascade more. So I'm going to place this in, down in my Bowdabra, and this is my top side. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of these little glitter hollies. And I'm going to go ahead and build a little cascade. Again, when I'm usually using something to go down, I like to catch one of the leaves and place it right there so that I know it's not going to slide out. So I'm going to put two there. You don't have to cut these either. That's what's really good about them. I don't need any hot glue for what I'm doing. So I thought I had a little tail cut. But, oh, here it is. I dropped it. I knew I did. So I've got about probably 24 inches of ribbon cut, and I've already dovetailed it. So I'm going to find my center and scrunch it in. Again, this is my downside. Tails always fall down when you're not doing a funky bow or something. When you're doing something like this, you always want your tails to go that direction. They
Joette, we
hang
have a
down.
winner. The winner is
We
Debbie
do.
Bristol. Debbie Bristol from Southern California.
Congratulations, Debbie. Be sure to DM us, PM us in Bowdabra Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and let us know if you want red, silver, or gold scrunchy ribbon. And also, we need your mailing address. Thank you and congratulations. So now I'm doing a traditional style bow again, twist and fold. And I got my patterns going. Actually, they are going the same direction on this one. Okay, I don't have to do any special tricks to make them match. So just twisting and folding until I get to the center. And I think I had about 2.5, 3 yards of this ribbon. So
I
I've
love
got,
that ribbon. It's so fun.
I know this is also available on Bowdabra.com. And I've got this little scrap of red berry. So I'm going to there's 3 little branches on it. I'm going to take, you know what? I'm going to cover that tail better. So I'm going to split it. So one is overhanging on one side of the Bowdabra and one on the other. So that way nothing can slip. I'm going to take my Bowdabra bow wires. I'm going to pull them up and I'm going to put my loose ends through the loop in. This is what happens when you get it too short. It's not too short, but can't pull it up as fast. You got to make sure you don't lose it. Okay, pull it tight and then you can remove it. And you want to separate those wires. Go to the back and tie it in a knot. And then we don't have a whole lot of fluffing on the greenery because I'd already fluffed it, but we want to go ahead and separate our loops and fluff them. I've got a little loop smaller than the others, so I'm going to kind of move that where you can still see the berry. I didn't want to waste it, so I left it in there. And then I've got this backing, and I'm just going to turn it a little so you can see it through the bow. It just it's real a clean way to hide your work. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my tails down, and I have this, and it's going to go on to this. I had a different color to put on here. I switched my stuff up, but well, you just want to go ahead and tie it on. So again, this is my top where my tails are going down. You just want to take your wires and you just tie it on, and then you can shape it once you get it on there.
It's really
And that's a
pretty.
real simple way to make a gift for somebody. And the best part about it is if you get them a lantern and do this for them, you can make them something and switch it out seasonally so they don't have to leave at Christmas. So you can make it different seasons. Let's see if you can see it now. And that's just a really quick and easy way to decorate those. Again, spring coming up or winter, you can do winter, then you can go Valentine's, whatever. Okay, what time is it? Oh, we're out of time. So let me show you what all I got made. And we've got the lantern
And Debbie,
swag.
don't forget to PM us with your address, your mailing address. Just PM Bowdabra.
So first we have this little gift bow. We have this other simple gift bow. And then we have this scrappy bow that you can make use for a gift. And then we have this giant automobile bow or whatever you want to call it. It can be any kind of bow you want it to be, but it covers a lot of space. I'm going to drop that on the floor and the dogs are going to eat it, Sandy, before I can clean up. But this is what we did tonight. And thank you guys for joining us. Please share it out. And I believe Nick will be here next week. And
Yes, Nick will be here next week.
we'll probably continue some gift wrapping tips and tricks for you. Thank you again, everybody. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.